Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another style comparison video. So the last one I did was like 3 years ago, and we compared volumes 1, I think 1, 3, and 6. And this time we're gonna compare like 5, or at least try. I don't know. I was like watching some of my old favorite journal with me videos, and just thinking about how I used to journal, and I looked at some of my own older videos, and I thought it would just be fun to do another one to see where I am now. So we are going to look at 7, 8, 11, 12, I think this is 13. And in these two, the styles are completely different. And so yeah, we're just gonna look at things I've stopped doing. So let's start with 7, and then we might look at my current insert. I'm almost done with it, so we might look at that. So the number 7, we could compare this to 8. So I think number 7 is maybe where I kind of started using more of the handmade paper, I think. So they're pretty much the same. I hope you guys can see this because I'm using my phone, so I can't see it like I normally do with my other camera. So yeah, it's pretty much the same in these volumes. I think number 7 is kind of where I started going in this type of floral, lacy, I don't know if I would call it vintage really type of aesthetic. Kind of like still getting a handle on my own way and style of journaling. So I think these two are pretty much the same. Also practicing layering a lot. I was still using pictures and a lot of handmade paper. So I think it's pretty consistent. I think in this volume 8, I started kind of playing around with frames and stuff like that. So I made these. And then doing like little, I don't know what you call these type of, it's more than a tip-in, but I don't know what to call it. Oh, and then I also like would buy magazines and try to cut out stuff that I liked. But other than that, I will say the most the things I experienced or experimented with the most was the handmade paper. I'm actually surprised that it looks very consistent. I don't know why I thought it would be like kind of different. Oh yeah, and then in this insert I did play around with like the little plastic pieces. So yeah, not much of a difference here, like I thought it would be. While I skipped a whole 2 pages. So I'm surprised. These two are very consistent in style. So that was 7 and 8, and then let me see. We're gonna go from 11. We're gonna look at 11. Okay, so 11 is where I started trying to change my style. So I don't really know what to call the aesthetic, but I saw, or I was like starting to follow more minimal type journal accounts, and this was supposed to be consistent like these two. And as you can see, I already had like the idea and the plan for it, but as we get into it, you'll see how it took a big turn. So there's still handmade paper in here, and then I would say, as you can see, I tried to implement some of the aesthetic I was going for. This volume, I would say, is a hit and miss. I feel like I started off kind of rocky, because for me, I don't know about anybody else, but if my first spread, if I don't like the first spread, then the rest of the journal is probably not gonna go well. So here, this page, I kind of liked it, but then I feel like I kind of threw it off with this over here. I do like this page a lot. It's very busy, but I like it. So I became very much inspired by Sope Diary, and I did ask her if I could like try her aesthetic of journaling before I did, and she said yes. So I kind of went with that in this volume. I like this page too. I think this picture makes it kind of weird, but so yeah, this was going all right until I accidentally made this crooked, and that didn't turn out how I expected. So here we have some of my own handmade paper. It doesn't look the best, but I used it. And what's this paper? I don't remember. I think this was from like a shoebox or something. I don't know. So yeah, I really don't have much to say about this insert. So we can compare it to number, what is this, 11, 12. So 12 is where I really kind of took off with the new style I was trying to go for. So, you know, kind of like, well, I'm using my phone to record, so I can't show you pictures, but you'll see. And then I even went with like a different size. So I was not in my traveler's notebook covers, standard or passport. This, I think, was supposed to be is it A7? Or A6? I can't remember. But, so yeah. I don't know what to call this aesthetic. So you can just look at it and see for yourself. I'm trying to make sure I can both in the frame. So over here was a bit messy because I was still trying to get the hang of it, but this one is much cleaner. So I like this insert a lot. So it's kind of like more, I don't know, cute, playful, I guess. I really like the way I did this. That was fun. I love this spread. I really like it. Like the colors and everything. It's my favorite. And then I like this spread as well. It's really cool. And then I wrote one of my own poems here, and then that's the title of my poem, Callisto. The reason why I tried to change my style is because I was getting tired of like the one I had previously, like in these two. And everybody was, you know, doing this, and I wanted to try something different. Not to say nobody was doing this style, but I wanted to try something different, and me being me, went and threw away all of my stuff, or got rid of my stationery and stuff like that I use for this. Not everything, but most of it, which I probably should not have done, but I don't like clutter, so I would say, by the time I got to this insert, it was pretty consistent, which is also kind of surprising. I think the only thing that makes this one look more messy is because of the paper. And like I said, my original plan for this insert was not this style or this theme. So then I went and did a whole name change and was trying to, I guess, design my own stationery, which is very hard because I cannot draw. So that's actually a very frustrating challenge, is when you have all these ideas, but you can't draw. And then you go look for what you have in your mind, but it's still, you can't find it. So I feel like I'm going through these pretty fast, but so yeah, that is, I like this spread. I forgot I had this. So I would say this is where we took a turn. Yeah. So this was fun while it lasted. And then we have this one, which is, I believe, number 13. I haven't numbered them, but you guys saw me do a flip through of this. So here, I feel like I kind of reverted a little bit to like this style, but I kind of brought myself back and kept it up for a good while. There's still some handmade paper in this. Oh, this insert wasn't even made by me. This wasn't made by Jesselyn. I believe, yeah, she made it for me. I think I asked her to. So she made this for me. And it was going, oh, this one was a personal spread, so I taped it together. I like this spread. This one was going cool, going good, but I feel like I still wasn't really getting the hang of it. Like, it wasn't, you know, looking like how I saw others turning out. And then I feel like I reverted back here a little bit to my old style, try to bring myself back. Yeah, I don't want to flip through like the whole thing because I have a flip through up on my channel. So yeah, by the end of this insert, I was pretty much done. So that's these, and I'm going to compare one more, which is my current So I think what it really was I just probably needed a break from this and wanted something new. So I decided to go back, or I decided that I would, because I was starting to miss my old style, that I would use this insert that I bought from, I forgot where I got it from. But I was like, I'll just use this insert, you know, it kind of just indulge myself with my old style. It kind of just be like a side insert for fun. And I thought I was gonna keep this type of style up, but I ended up going back all the way because I really missed it so much. So I'll just give you guys a sneak peek of this one because this isn't the official flip-through video for this. But yeah, I went back and my plan for this was to call it, I think the title for it was Old Memories. So I wanted to use like old Happy Mail and stuff that I've gotten over the years, stuff I still have from when I first started. And I wanted to use that in here. And so yeah, that was the plan, and it was going well. I was finding old Happy Mail from my friends and stuff and putting it in here, and it was very refreshing to go back. I felt super happy. Like my creativity came back. And then since I won't show you guys everything, I'll show you a few new ones. I'll show you my two favorites. So it started off, you know, like this. And then we ended up just getting back into the swing of things. So I would say these two are my top two favorite spreads from this insert. Oh, this one too. And I was trying not to order too much stationery, but I got some of my old stuff back, or some of the stationery that is more consistent with the style. I bought some of it back. So that's my insert currently. I'm almost done with it. And I know I haven't filmed any journal with me's in here, I don't think, except for one. But I'm so sorry about that. I don't know. I used to film like almost every spread in the insert, but now I've only been doing one or two, and I definitely want to do more. But those are my style updates and comparisons, and I hope this video made some sense. Oh, one thing I did stop using was handmade paper. I don't think there's any in here. I stopped using handmade paper because it's too light, or the kind that was in these journals is too light. Stationery in the pictures like weigh the pages down, and sometimes it was hard to write on them. And then I also stopped using like a lot of pictures. I used to print pictures a lot. I still use them every now and then, but not as much as I used to. And I also stopped using craft paper. I think my last insert that had craft paper was probably number 5. But that's it for this video. I hope you liked it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.